Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna set up the charts right now, guys. We're gonna go straight to the higher time frame. We're gonna get right into it before market opens. Hope you all had a great night, and let's get this money, man. Let's get it. All right, so we're gonna get started with the Qs today. All right, so I usually like to go on the hourly time frame, and I want to look at my support and resistance. Um, so we can clearly see we broke this trend line here coming down. We broke this downtrend, and not only did we break it, but we came back, retested, and used it as support. So we're now in an uptrend here. I'm gonna go ahead and erase this line here from yesterday. You know what? I'm just gonna start this over so you guys get the full experience why I'm writing everything down here. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark support and resistance, and I'm going to mark the nearest ones. So this is my nearest resistance level right here. And this is my nearest support level on the 1 hour time frame. I like to also mark this this hourly support here, and I'm gonna mark it as a key level, so I'm gonna mark that orange. Being it that it is a key level for me, I view it as a key level, meaning that it was support here. We broke through it, price came down. It could act as either support or resistance, so that's why I'm not marking it either green or red. So I'm marking it orange because it could be either or. So I'm just gonna leave that there, orange. Market's opening. Let's see. Now we're gonna go ahead and mark any trend lines. So we got some trend lines coming up right here. So I'm trying to put it where I'm getting multiple touches. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on that trend line. So usually when you got 3 or more, it's a valid trend line. So that's what I'm doing there, getting the most touches. And this here is a resistance. It's gonna be red. All right, that's pretty much all I'm really marking up for now. And now I'm ready to go on the lower time frame and look for my entries. But as we can see here, this is resistance here and support down here. So my guess is that we're gonna be in this range here, probably come up, probably come down, probably come up, probably come down, and then we'll eventually kind of break either up or to the downside. As long as we stay within this range, I'm gonna play, you know, from this support line, I'm gonna be looking to buy. From this resistance, I'm gonna be looking to sell. All right, now that we have our support, resistance, and trend lines, let's go ahead and mark up, or this is where I like to put my my indicators. I'm used to. I'm using the 200 EMA and the 21, and I'm just trying to see how much information can I observe and try to collect from this chart. You know, there was a support right here. Right, so we broke support, touched here, touched here, touched here, and then broke. So I am definitely not looking to buy up here. I don't know, not sure what the market wants to do, but we clearly have some resistance here on the lower time frame, right here, some resistance. And also down here, we have some support. And now we're just gonna wait and see what price wants to do. Let's see what else. We do have a gap right here. Okay, and now we have the first 5-minute candle. Pretty big red candle there. I don't like that we are coming down onto the EMAs here. I don't like to sell as we're coming down onto it. But this looks like it wants to come down and probably fill this gap. This is what it looks like on the Qs, right? We have a gap here. We have a gap here. Yeah, we're just gonna wait and see. Wait and see what price, what the structure wants to do. Um, from the looks of it, we're in an uptrend here. Price keeps going higher, creating higher support zones and higher resistance zones. And I just want to see what price is gonna do. Is it either gonna sweep liquidity up here, or it's gonna come down and find support down here. This is why I was saying, the first red candle was very strong coming down onto the EMAs, and I said I didn't want to sell at the EMAs. I don't want to sell coming down to it because of this. Because there's a high chance that price can come down to it and then reverse. Same thing as for this one, the yellow one, 200 EMA. Practically same thing. I was going kind of fast there on the technical analysis, but you guys feel free to let me know any questions. Um, I'm pretty much just marking what I think is important, and just going from there. There might have been maybe could be something I missed, but I'm just doing what I can see, and then just going off of that. Um, your chart doesn't need to be perfect for you to make money, but you do have to have a clear direction of where price is attempting to go. Just so you guys know, I know I mentioned this before, but the Nasdaq uh, is the same thing as the triple Qs. So if I see a buy opportunity here or sell opportunity, it's the same thing as pretty much this. They both move pretty much the same. So just so you guys know. We're getting a breakout out of this resistance level here. What I like to see is if we're going up, I want to see a pullback. I want to see a push up with strength. I want to see strength going up, and then I want to see a pullback, and then I want to see buyers stepping back in, pushing this higher. Don't like that we have this support zone that we broke here. This trend line, we broke this trend line, and now we're kind of it's kind of rejecting a little bit on the bottom of it. So it's turning into, well, what support is now turning into resistance if we don't break above it. So I want to see where there could be potential sellers. I want to see buyers really show out and really show their strength, where there could be potential sellers for me to think I want to buy this. Because if buyers are pushing this up here and now you're seeing weak buying pressure, then guess what? Then now this support zone is now turning into resistance. So it'll be red then. But I want to see buying pressure push past it and see a pullback with very little selling, and then I want to see buyers step back in here. I think that looks like the buying strength that I was looking for, right? Because we see here, right? You see, compare these smaller green candles, all these smaller green candles, and look at these right here. Right? I would say that's a pretty strong breakout going higher. What I would like to see though is a pullback, and I like to see weak sellers as the market pulls down a little bit to give me that entry to buy. This could also just continue to rip. It's been going strong, so this could continue to rip. But I'm gonna be patient and just wait for my setup. You guys feel free to do as you please, but I'm just gonna wait for my setup. I just want to see a pullback. There it is. It's ripping. It is ripping. Rippity rip, yo. Anybody get in on buys there? I'm waiting for my pullback still. If they don't give it to me, I'm just not gonna take the trade. But like I said, you guys feel free to do what you want. I'm just kind of speaking from my point of view. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500 or the E-mini futures. We practically got kind of like the same thing going on as Nasdaq. We got the resistance trend line coming down. We got support coming up off the bottom here on the 1 hour. We bounced off an area of support. Area of support. There we go. And notice I'm trying to do the best I can to keep my chart nice and clean. I don't like to have too much clutter on my chart because then I can't see really where price is going. So it's just like keeping your room clean. You know, you want to keep your charts clean so you can see what, you know, support, resistance. You can see clearly where price is going. You have a key level right here. All right, now we have everything marked up on the ES. Let's go down to the 5-minute. And we also got a gap here. It's a very tricky spot to buy into. So you can see on the S&P, we're close to resistance, right? We're close to potential danger if you're buying, right? We got danger if you're buying as we're going up. Price could turn around at resistance, but then we also got these previous levels of resistance here as well of supply, where price made a strong move down from here, pulled back up, made a strong move down from here, pulled back up, made a strong move down. So these are areas where sellers like to sell when price comes back to these areas here. So this is why I'm being so picky with my setup, and I want to see that pullback because this could this could be a trap, right? This could come up and come down exactly the same way it went up. So by getting a pullback and confirmation from the buyers, um, I can be more sure that this is, you know, more of a proper setup. I want to say, um, especially if we continue to hold above this trend line here, then that'd be great. But if we start to close below it, and then we start to close below this resistance, then it's letting me know the buyers kind of, you know, yeah, they was there for a second, but then, you know, where they're supposed to kind of step in and push price higher, then they kind of like, you know, they're not really showing up. So if they're not there, then I'm not gonna buy by myself. I want to buy with whoever's moving the market. So that's the point of trading. You want to buy where there's other people buying as well. We have this fair value gap here from the buyers as well. We could reject here and then go move higher. I'd like to see some kind of wick rejection here from the sellers. And then that could be like my entry, and then we could push higher from there. We got kind of like the same setup here as well on the S&P. These two move very alike, very, very identical. I'll go here down to the two minute time frame, and I want to see what price is doing on the 2 minute, which is basically just taking a closer look inside the 5 minute candle. Kind of liking this weakness from the sellers. It's letting me know that as we're reaching this fair value gap, there's buyers kind of stepping in. So it's a good look from the buying side. Just continuing to wait here as we wait for this price to move. Want to see some buyers kind of stepping in here. Want to see some strength. Strong green candles, guys. Strong green. taking a look here to see if we had any news coming out. Looks like we're on the clear. And yeah, just waiting for this to push up. Like I said, I want to see buyers here. Want to see strong buying candles. Looks like we're getting some buyers here. Now, just me looking at whether it could be possible danger here from the buying side. There could be a bit of resistance here, but as long as we push past this, this is already looking really good. Looking really good here. We close above this line, then this thing is gonna go sky high. There it is. All right, the buyers are showing out, man. Buyers are showing out today. That's exactly what we was looking for from the very beginning. Okay, we was on the 5-minute. Okay, 5-minute. We got a strong push past, right, past the resistance. We broke again to the upside of that trend line, support line right here. We pulled back, right? We got the pullback I was looking for. There's a fair value gap right here, which means buyers could be stepping in as price falls into that. And we kind of got the confirmation we was looking for here. Strong buying pressure. And now we're going up. All right, just waiting here for this thing to keep going. You'll be going to, I was looking at the Qs, how we have that gap. And we have this gap right here. And so we could be going all the way up, filling that gap before we start to come back down. So we also closed above the 15-minute opening range, which is also another confirmation to let us know the move is up, not down.
Order canceled.
I'm not liking this rejection here. I want to see it quickly push back up.
Order filled.
Price is moving smoothly, going up higher here. we continue to go higher here, I think we could go fill this gap. Just want to definitely look at the candlesticks as the price move up, because if we see weakness, um, you know, that's usually telling you, we have a pullback coming, right? We're gonna pull back, and we're seeing that the S&P is almost reaching this resistance line here. So I think I'm gonna take at least profit here, and then
Order filled.
see what happens from there. Because sometimes what this will do is that when the S&P 500 reaches resistance, what happens is sometimes, even though you don't see it on the Nasdaq, sometimes then because the S&P comes down, it kind of drags the Nasdaq with it. So just keep that in mind. All right, we've seen buyers get a little weaker here. Like I said, as we reach this resistance zone on the S&P 500, we might see weakness on the Nasdaq. So do what you will with that information. I know, like I said, I'll probably take one off. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Yeah, we're seeing sellers react to this trend line that we marked on the S&P. Gotta watch out here. Sellers are reacting to this resistance. Seeing that there could be another trend line here. Well, we obviously broke right through that. So let's just take that off. We don't need that anymore. All right, so from here, from this pullback that we got here earlier to this high right here just recently, okay? So this is a low, this is a high. What I'm looking to see is, are we going to trade lower than this previous low, or are we going to just pull back to continue higher? Okay. We're seeing that sellers are weak coming down to this previous level of resistance. And now it's looking like support. So it's looking that this could still have some momentum left to go higher. It looks like buyers haven't gave up yet. I still think we could make it all the way up here. But I like to see that the S&P can trade above this trend line here. But what usually happen is that the Nasdaq can sometimes, like, it could rip, right? It could look very strong, and then you'll look at the S&P and it'll just be down here, just chopping around, can't get higher, and then it'll drop, and then you'll get confused, you'll get tricked, thinking that just because you see buyers on the Nasdaq and you see price ripping, it can make you think that it's just gonna go higher and higher, but then the whole time the S&P will have weakness, and then you'll just get fooled thinking like, it's gonna go higher. You'll continue to buy this market, and then it'll drop right on you, and then you're screwed. So that's why I kind of want to see if this is going to trade higher. I want to see buyers blast right through this resistance zone. Yeah, we're struggling to get past this resistance here. Yeah, we might see some volume stepping in here in a second, hopefully, as we break out. If we don't, then yeah, this might fail. Yeah, it looks like the sellers are holding this. They're holding this zone right here. They're holding this resistance. Yep, it's not looking good here for the buyers. This looks like it wants to pull back. Might pull back, push back up, either go lower or continue higher. Something like that. What do you guys think? It's currently 10:28. I know sometimes the market likes to turn around at 10:30. So if this is gonna go higher, I definitely want to see that the buyers can break the highs, these highs right here. If not, what it'll do is it looks like it's creating a double top here, and then what that means is that it's just get reverse double top, and then reverse start going down. Just like I mentioned here about, price getting choppier here, probably, ranging here for a little bit, and then could reverse. Have you guys taken any trades, or are you waiting for a setup? Oh, okay, nice, nice, man. Looks like buyers are still fighting here to keep price up. You could tell here by these candlesticks that price market's attempting to go down lower, and it keeps getting bought up. It's trying to go down lower, keeps getting bought up. It's trying to go down lower, keeps getting bought up. So if this continues, they continue to hold this, price could be moving higher from here. Let's get some light music here, man. Just get something in the background. Um, Set the vibes, Market's still holding up, guys. Buyers are still in charge. Sellers are trying to step in, and they have not succeeded so far. So I would not be selling right now for sure. If price cannot break support, right? If price cannot break support, how is price gonna come down if it cannot break support? Right? It can't. It's like same thing I think. And how can you go down to the first floor if you're on the third floor without going down to the second floor first? So we're kind of like on the third floor right now. It's the third floor. This might be the second floor right here. Right? So if we cannot break below this high, right, this previous high from earlier, then there's no reason for me to sell and think, okay, market's gonna come down now. You have to have more structure to your trading when it comes to taking good trades. Now, how would I sell this? If I was going to sell it, then I like to see a lower high first. I like to see strength first from the sell side. I want to see strength first. Then I want to see a pullback where I can sell into. And I would sell here rather than sell here where I know there's not even strength from the sell side right now. right? If there's no strength from the sell side, why would I sell? You know, we have to, as traders, you have to follow the money, follow the player that's moving the market. Now, if you see strength from the sell side, okay, then I definitely want to look to sell it. But until I see strength from the sell side, I can just chill here, sit and wait for my shot to come. I don't need to rush into a trade, put money on the line, risk, losing money when I don't have a good setup on the charts. So market is strong today, opening, right? Strong opening, pushing up higher. We're above the EMAs. We're above the 200. We're above the 21. Meaning that these are two different, look at it as like two different time frames, right? Two different time frame trends. So the 200 EMA, I see it as the higher time frame trend. And the 21 EMA, I look at it as a lower time frame trend. Now, if both trends are pointing, in the same direction, they're both going up, like prices above both of the lines here. There's strength from the buying side. Sellers are stepping in and failing to break below the floor. So there's no reason, there's nothing on the chart that's telling me, all right, Isaac, go ahead and sell. Go ahead and put $50,000 on a position to sell. Like I'm not gonna put that kind of risk. I'm not gonna put that kind of put myself in that kind of danger. I say 50,000 because it doesn't have to be 50,000. It could be 20 bucks. Like, why would I put 20 bucks here if I know there's no chance, barely any chances for me to turn that into 30 or 40? So what I'm gonna do is, if I do want to sell, I need to wait. I need to wait for price. I need to wait for strength from the sellers, break support, and then I need to get a pullback. Why? Because if we see strength from the sell side, I don't want to sell at the bottom and then have price turn against me as soon as I enter the market. I want to sell. I want to go with the wave, right? The market moves in waves. Moves up, comes down, moves up, comes down, moves up, come down, move up, come down, right? So if it's going down, I don't want to sell at the bottom. I want to catch the wave when it's going up. Then I want to sell at the top before it comes down, right? Which is pretty much what I did here when the market ripped in the morning. I said, okay, I want to catch it on the pullback. I want it to pull down. I'm looking for a pullback. And I said, I don't care if this rips and leaves me behind waiting. I'm going to wait for my pullback, right? Because if I buy down here during the pullback, I'm going to get more profits and less risk on my money than if I buy up here. Then I have to hold through that, especially in options. You have to wait through this movement. We're seeing a break above here on the S&P 500 as well. So it's telling us what? Right? Is this a valid zone if we break above it and we continue to trade above it? Then it's not. Maybe it is a valid zone, but it's valid here. But it is not valid here if we're breaking above it. So if I did enter short here, and now we're breaking above it, should I still be holding those shorts? Should I still be waiting? Like, should I still be hopeful and wait for price to turn back around? Or should I cut my losses and enter longs? Or should I just close my trade and just wait for another setup? Right? Because eventually this will get too high to buy, right? Eventually this is going to be way too high to be buying, and it's going to want to pull back because price moves in waves. So this is, even if this goes higher, it's eventually going to push up, and it's going to want to pull back before it pushes back up again. Yep, that's right. That's closing the trade and waiting is not a bad choice. You'll never make a mistake, you know, by closing a trade that you're not sure it's gonna work out. Uh, there's no rush to make money in this market. We're just trying to scope out the best of the best opportunities, and then we're trying to get on the trade at the best time, because timing is also important. If you have a great setup, but it happened 5 minutes ago, should you be really stepping in and getting in on that trade? Or, you know, we have to practice the long-term good habits that we have. So that being waiting, taking good setups, jumping in when you're sure that the setup is there, and even getting out whenever you see weakness on the move. You're welcome, Lenny. I'm glad you're learning, man. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of the stuff I say. You're gonna hear me repeat it very often, because what we do every day here on the charts is very repetitive. Each day we show up, and we're looking at the same stuff. We're looking at support. We're looking at resistance. I might be looking at the EMAs. You're gonna see me looking at the same things every single day. And also just being patient, you know, reading the candlesticks. If price is attempting to go down, is it is it coming down strong? Is it having follow up? You know, how many candles is it printing before it changes color? You know, we're seeing that here. For example, on the Qs, we're getting you know, 1 and 2 candlesticks, and they're not even going very far. And then we're switching back to green here and then here, and then we continue to push higher. So um, what we need to do is basically look at what we have in front of us. We got to look at the chart, look at the price action. What is price telling you? Because if you can read price, then you will always have a way of, you know, making an income from trading. It's not so much guessing than it is observing and waiting. So if you guys can do that, forget it, man. You'll reach as far as you want to go. Yeah, man, that's right. The patience is key. Patience is key, man. You learn the patience part. I feel like you start to get really good at it after you've taken, years of beating from the market. Uh, you tend to kind of learn really what strategy you're going to use, and what kind of setups you like to take. What are when you take a trade and you win on that trade, are you likely to wait for that same setup again, or is it every time I enter the market, am I entering with a different strategy every single time I press the button? Right? And you start to look at the details in your losses and your wins, because you want to find consistency. So I watch what I do very closely after a couple of years of losing money, and learning through my own experience, that I have the ability to take 100 trades if I want to, but I also have the ability to wait when the setup doesn't look too good for me. It doesn't look good enough to convince me to hit the button, to hit the buy or hit the sell button. So that being the case, I like to kind of tell myself I don't have some kind of time limit on my trading for me to become a millionaire overnight. So what I do have is the patience to make the choices that I want to make. So I have the time to wait for a price to do something that clearly lets me know where it wants to go. Even though it's probability based, it's giving me sort of like an assurance, right? When we waited for that pullback this morning, market ripped, and by pulling back and showing me seller being weak, it's giving me the assurance that I needed for me to get in maybe 2, 3, 4 contracts, rather than just have price rip and me chase after it and only getting one because I'm not too sure, right? So I'd rather wait for the good setups, even if they may take longer, even if I might not take a trade today, because my accuracy is going to be a lot better. That's really where you want to be. You want to have good accuracy. You want to be a sniper in this game. You don't want to be shooting everywhere, spraying, taking 1,000 trades. You want to take 1, 2 trades, 3 trades, and wrap it up for the day. And also walk away to grab your lunch at lunchtime. Take a coffee break. If you already took 2 trades, take a coffee break, take a water break, come back, reassess the situation. How many trades have I taken? Well, I've taken 1 trade so far. Should I keep going? Well, I could keep going, but usually after 11:30, market gets really slow, and I don't like to trade around that time. So that being the case, I might be here for another 15-20 minutes. If we don't get a setup, then I'll take a break, go to lunch, and then I'll come back later in the afternoon, hopefully when there's a little bit more volume, price is moving. As you notice, we chopped around here for a while, and then we broke out, and then it's gotten very slow, right? Compared to this morning, look how fast it went up, and then it's gotten slow and slow and slow. And yeah, it's going up. We know we've known this whole time that it wants to go up, but it's not pushing with the same intent. So I like to consider everything, you know. I like to consider that. So price is going up. It's 10:58. If we get one more setup in the next 10 to 15, I'll take it. If not, we'll wrap it up there for the day. Yep, we're pushing on up. I already closed my trade. I didn't like this little choppiness here as we're breaking above this resistance. Like I said, price was just moving too slow. I said, you know what, this is just not even worth my time. I'll just close it. When I trade options, I like to see movement. I don't like to see choppiness, and I don't like to see it get slow. So I just took my profits, and that's good for me. I'm up, and they're on a good note. I like to point out that this is our 4th live stream, and we've been killing it. 4 days, our 4th day, and every single day has been a green day on the live stream. And we're just leveling up, man. We're leveling up. I want to thank you guys for being part of the group, for joining the live and being out here supporting. And yeah, I hope this thing rips to the moon, man. You guys have any questions, anything you want me to look at while I'm here? Looks like we're still filling that gap. No, we actually filled the gap on QQQ right here. I had a gap, we filled this gap. So if you're still on buys, just be aware where you're at. We have resistance here as well, 445.38. So yeah, just take profits whenever you see weakness on the buy side. Or if you see strength on the sell side, either one of those, right? See weakness from the buy side or strength on the sell side, that's what I would look to exit my trade. All right. Who's making some money today, man? Who's making some money?
Your favorite movies and TV are on YouTube. Get Crunchyroll, Max, Paramount Plus, and more on YouTube.
Now the question is, will we reach this gap? Will we fill this gap entirely? Right? Or we could also pull back and then push higher as well. That's right, to the moon and beyond. Let's go, Ness. That's what's up, man. Glad it all worked out for you. 30%. Hey, that's a win. That's a win. Congratulations to anybody who bought calls. If you're up right now, pat yourself on the back, man. You just made some money. Everyone should be up right now, man. Everybody should be up. I'll be very careful up here. Be very careful up here. If you have some runners left, you know, keep an eye out on the movement on the price, and maybe trim some off the table, collect some profits, and just wait for that runner to get stopped out. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to place my stop at the lows of the candlesticks, and I'll move it up as price moves up. Then I move up my candle, I move up my stop loss, and then price moves up higher, I move up my stop loss. And then when price moves higher, I'll continue to trail my stop until I'm stopped out. So that way I can try to get the most out of the move. If this continues to push higher and we don't break through the low of these candles, then you just, by all means, follow the momentum. But if it starts to push lower below this candlestick, it's not a bad spot to take profit. There's a gap here that could potentially fill, but there's no promises in the market. There's no promises that it's gonna fill today or this is gonna fill next week. So just be aware of that, and just manage it the best way that you can. No problem, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. Another little trick I wanted to point out here. It's not a trick, but more part of a strategy that you could potentially use. Is a good example here on the S&P. I have the 90 EMA. You could also say, okay, when we get a close below the 90 EMA, I'm gonna close my trade, because the 90 EMA follows momentum, and as you can see here, all the way from down here, we haven't been able to close below it. So this is another way you can manage your trade and make this part of your system, your trading system. You can just continue to trail if it goes up, and you can say, okay, if we get a close below the 90 EMA, like we did, I'll show you another example back here. Okay, so this was a strong move up from here. We're above, we're above, we're above. And then here we close below the 90 EMA. that could be a sign that, you know, where you could close your trade. But you definitely don't want to have that happen and then continue to hold forever, because like I said before, market can eventually pull back, and then it might not get to the last high as it pulls back. It might pull back and then create a lower high and then reverse from there. This red zone that you're seeing here, this is a supply zone. All right. And this yellow zone is a gap on the chart. Yeah, this came from a previous session close to an open. Right, this day price closed here and then opened down here, pushed up but didn't fill the gap completely. So it's an inefficiency in the chart where price will return to and fill in the future. So that's what you're seeing here. These zones, that's what they are. Oh, hey Lenny, what's up, man? My bad, I just seen your message here. Yeah, I did create that Discord. It's not fully developed yet. I'm still working on it. I do have a link to it, but there's pretty much nothing in it yet. I'm pretty much just getting it all set up. But it is created already. It's just I think I have the link in my YouTube bio. So if you wanna join it, the link is on there. And then I'll update you guys once I have everything structured in it, because it's practically empty in it at the moment. But if you want, feel free to join. Yes, sir. Do you guys have any other stocks you'd follow, you look at? You want me to check anything out for you? It's almost it's 11:20, 21. We're gonna look to close the stream pretty soon. If you guys want me to look at anything or go over something real quick, I got you. Yeah, let's get it. Oh snap! I don't know. Maybe some puts. I think it's gonna come down now. I'm seeing that the VIX is at a demand zone, and I'm looking at the VIX because when the VIX is coming down, then the market goes up. You know, S&P and Nasdaq go up when the VIX is coming down, and vice versa. When the VIX is going up, these other stocks go down. So since we're here at a demand zone on the VIX, we have a gap here on the to the upside. This could potentially, you know, it looks like this movement is losing momentum. So what it could do is potentially come down here and start to reverse. So yeah, be aware of that. I don't think there's too much gas left on the tank from the buyers. So I will be looking to soon close any calls if you guys are still on call. I think we either turn around here or we pull up here and we turn around here. But we're almost due for that pullback. Price has been going up all morning. Right? And whenever we find the high, there's more likely to be a nasty pullback, especially if we fill this gap. So if we make it here, I'll be looking to sell. I prefer this one over this one down here.
Your
So
favorite
if we get
movies and
this one,
TV
I'll
are
for
on
sure be
YouTube.
looking to sell.
Enjoy the latest releases.
初の任務だ。行け。
We're Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, the bestest couple ever!
Congress said we can't use human prisoners.
Let's do this.
Get Crunchyroll, Max, Paramount Plus, and more. Find your favorite movies and TV on YouTube.
Ya lo sabe, vamos a tener que tener cuidado con esa música, man. Cójanlo suave, cójanlo suave.
for me tonight.
All right, things are slowing down here. I think it's a great time to call it. What do you guys think? Okay. What price do you get in at?
Can you feel that?
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Suppose there are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling undefined. Suppose there are days when your call lose touch of ground. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance.
Yeah, it looks like we broke this uptrend. I like to see some kind of lower high. If we come down, maybe bounce off the 21 and create a lower high or something like that. This is a pretty big momentum going up higher. So I want to see that the buyers are attempting a second try to push higher and failing before I get the the confirmation that alright, this is a whole reversal, not just the pullback. Because what this could do is it could pull back and just push higher as well. This could pull back and push higher and then come down. So what I like to see is that is a pullback and we get a bounce of this resistance turn to support and we push up here, and then I want to see weakness from the buyers as we attempt to go back up, and then I want to see strength from the seller as we attempt to turn back around, so turn back down. All right, Lenny, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you being here, and good luck if you come back later in the afternoon. But I'm about to call it as well. I think I'm gonna be done for today. I might take a look at it in the afternoon, maybe around 2 or 3. If anything, I'll let you guys know. Make sure that before I go, make sure that if you're gonna take more trades, try to play some kind of limit on how much you're willing to lose, so that you don't, if anything goes south, you don't risk all your profits. So if I'm up 50, I can say, okay, I'm willing to risk 25 out of the 50 that I made to try and take another trade. And if I lose those 20, then I'll cut. I'm done for the day. Like, have some kind of risk management if you continue to trade, especially right now at 11:36, but we know market's likely to slow down. Just be aware of that so that you guys hold on to your profits. And thanks again for joining the live stream. And remember to hook your boy up with a like And yeah, man, we're gonna continue to grow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow if anything. See you later.